Hello, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Homeopathy Super Sessions by Dr. Jarvis. Today, I'll be doing the third part of the medicine of experience. So let us move forward. Well, in a very short, he also describes about indisposition in which no medicine is needed. So in the second part, we have seen that Dr. Hahnemann has described about case taking, he has described about the dose, and he has described about susceptibility. Now, in the third part, we move forward. He describes about the indisposition. He also mentions about one-sided disease and their treatment. He says that after giving a medicine to a diseased person with too early repetitions, what to expect, also tells us about what to do when the patient is in a standstill condition or there's the return of the old symptoms. So if you want to know more in detail about this, you can go ahead and read this. Everything has been mentioned out here. So he mentions about indisposition, about one-sided disease and their treatment, how to repeat, and what happens when the patient comes to a standstill or there's a return of the old symptoms, etc. So all this he has mentioned out. He also gave an idea about the divided doses, that is page number 473, the desired homeopathic aggravation, and undue sensation of feeling of well-being. The bold writings about the treatment of chronic disease is praiseworthy. Only one, two, or in a few cases, three remedies are required in a way of sure cure, as in page number 469. So he tells us about the divided doses, that you can give the dose, you can dissolve the medicine in water and give 1 teaspoon of it 3 times a day, or even 4 times a day, or even hourly, depending upon the condition of the patient. So he also tells you what is homeopathic aggravation, that is a feeling of well-being, though the symptoms have been intensified. And also he writes about the treatment of chronic diseases. You can go and read much more about it in the medicine of experience chapter. And he says that though only one single simple medicine may be required to cure a case, it may be that in a few cases, more than one remedies are required. So page number 469. At the last paragraph of his writing, he mentioned about the diet and regimen, especially during acute disease, during the homeopathic mode of treatment. So also regarding what diet and what regimen to follow in acute as well as a chronic disorder. So special note is given about the acute disease, whereby whatever the patient desires in an acute state, that can be given to him. Why? Because the patient desires it, because he gets some relief. So therefore, in an acute state, there is no specific dietary control, because whatever the patient desires or whatever the patient wants, he gets relief from it. That is why he is asking for it. And a second important point is that it should be within moderate bounds. That's very important. It should be within moderate bounds. So to conclude, the medicine of experience represents the culmination of this period of Hahnemann's search for a new medicine, system of medicine from 1790 to 1805. 5 years later, we see the emergence of the document, the aphoristic Organon de Heilkunst, whose seeds lay in the earlier occasional writings. He had developed by this time sufficient certainty of the insight and experience so that he could present his discoveries in the form of a formal argument, highly structured and legalized, as if presenting his submission to the High Court of truth and wisdom. So whatever he had discovered, whatever he had thought of with his logical thinking, both inductive as well as deductive thoughts, he discovered the homeopathic system of medicine, which is a highly scientific, structured medicine, and he has submitted this to the world as if he is submitting to the High Court whatever is truth and full of wisdom. So that's all regarding this. So now the 3 parts I have told you, it may be difficult for you to know how to write in the exam. So I've rather, you can say, I have helped you out by remembering some important points so that you can expand on that and write the full question. So now what are these important points? So how to remember to write in exams for the long answer question or LAQ. So the medicine of experience by Dr. Hahnemann is said to be one of the precursor organ of medicine. So he writes about the old school of medicine and its effect of treatments, importance of laws and principles on which homeopathy is based. So you can start off your answer by saying that there are many precursors of organon. One important one is the medicine of experience. Then you have to describe something about the old school of medicine, how they treated the medicine, what was the effect, and also something about the new school, that is the homeopathic school of thought, their laws, their principles, and their effect. Man is the most superior being on earth as it is possesses the mental faculty of discrimination, which is not present in animals. So this is very important that the man is the most superior being on earth. Why? Because he has the faculty of discrimination. Animals do not have the faculty of discrimination. So that is why man is more superior to the animal. This thinking powers protects human beings from the different diseases. In homeopathy, minimum dose is given. In orthodox school of medicine, large physiological doses are administered. Importance of pure surgical cases and how to deal with them. That is what? In a pure surgical case, you have to do surgery and to prevent its recurrence again and again, or its tendency, for example, stone formation, you have to give the correct homeopathic medicine based on the totality of symptoms. So, role of homeopathy in such cases will help us to prevent the suffering and recurrence with the help of dynamized homeopathic medicines based on the symptom totality, and thorough knowledge of disease, remedy, and their method of employment is of great importance. Hahnemann discovered the bacteriology, as he mentioned about the disease, which are cured by a fixed virus bacteria in each case. He also gave importance to preventive medicine. He discovered many causes of disease, which can be equated in today's world with the lifestyle-related diseases. Emphasize on individualization, case-taking, pathogenic power of the medicine, palliative treatment of homeopathy, and importance of single, simple medicine and susceptibility. About indisposition and one-sided disease, importance of homeopathy aggravation, the return of the old symptoms, mentions about the preventive aspect of disease, diet and regimen, especially acute case, and to conclude, Hahnemann was a lover of truth and always justified his finding based on evidence. So you have to remember all these points, but in a nutshell, I will tell you, just remember these points and expand on these points. So first point is that it is one of the important precursors of the organon of medicine. Second important point is compared with the old school of medicine. So old school with homeopathy. Then you say something about the pure surgical cases and homeopathy, which I've told you in the second part. Discovery of the cause of disease and its preventive aspect, importance of individualization, pathogenic power of drug, simple medicine, susceptibility, indisposition, homeopathic aggravation, and the return of the original symptoms. So if you remember these points, or rather these 5 points which I have written, you can definitely expand on that and write a full long answer question. So I hope you all liked this topic of mine, medicine of experience, which is divided into 3 parts. And I've given you guidelines also how to write full question if it comes in the exam. So thank you very much for your patient hearing. Please, if you're new to this channel, subscribe to this channel. If you're old, please to share this word to different people or different students of different colleges so that also they are benefited. And I hope it will be useful for you. Thank you very much.